Hey, and welcome to another dev blog. Been doing a bit of prototyping over the long weekend, making little VR painting app, just to kind of get my head around some of the processes in VR, like some of the framework that I want to build, what's useful, what's not, what works, what doesn't. So to begin with, I've built myself a little VR painting app which can paint strokes. You can change to different materials, can select the different strokes. I can change the renderer. So uh, this is a mesh renderer, so this is displaying a mesh along the stroke. Um, or I can change it back to a line renderer, which displays a line mesh, as you can see. I'll be adding in a particle renderer as well, so it'll render particles along the length. So I've been mucking around with just getting some basic UI framework up. So I've just got some really simple, this is a toggle that toggles the x-axis on. This toggles radial duplication, and this toggles the width. Goes a little choppy during the width manipulation at the moment because I've got probably doing some heavy calculations that I don't need to. There you go, you can see it a bit better there. Yeah, so this stuff here I'll probably chuck up on GitHub. It's all pretty simple, pretty easy to use. I'm just essentially just trying to mimic, all the basic UI functionality that you'll have in your normal UI. So sliders, buttons, toggles, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, so let's make something with this. So hang on, let's. Okay, so let's get our UI up. So you notice the UI moves with me, so I can activate it, deactivate it with this top button, but it just appears wherever I am when I press the top button. Also, I can move the mirror location as well. So if I change let's change the thickness of that. Let's make them nice and thin. Make these other ones nice and thick. Way thicker. Okay. Now let's give ourselves 3 radial duplications. And now you'll notice with this transform, I can actually move this around and move the mirroring position. Okay, so let's add. Let's turn the radial. Let's turn the radial duplication off on this next one. And let's change that to a it doesn't remember your last stroke type at the moment, unfortunately. So I've got to go through, change that to a mesh. There we go. Cool. So we've got some interesting looking shapes. Now another cool thing this does at the moment is I can take this shape and export it. Something funky going on here with this shader here, probably because it's dual-sided transparent. I can export all this now out to a mesh. So I'll just take this off for a second and show you what that looks like. So if I there's no inbuilt interface for it at the moment, just hit O for output on the keyboard. And then that gives me a bunch of different files. Now, for some reason, the OBJs that are exported from the line mesh don't like opening in Maya, but they'll open in like Microsoft's 3D Builder. But the mesh ones do, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. So if I drag all these in, there we go. now have a mesh that was made fully inside VR, 3D painting. Fun times. So you could take that, you could 3D print it. I think one of the biggest problems with 3D printing these days is that a lot of people don't know how to make three-dimensional objects or three-dimensional meshes, so potentially VR painting is a good way to get people into that. Anyway, that's enough for now. See you next time. Peace.